got. So you have officially signed an offer, yeah. So.
Hi everyone. So I have really good news. So we just got back to school from spring break, and over spring break I decided to go to Idaho, and this is my second time going to Idaho. I also went over Christmas break in December. So in December I decided to just like have a little vacation and see what it's like, and possibly look at housing, because I know that a lot of people are moving to Idaho, Texas, Arizona, Nevada, all these different places, and I live in Southern California and it's so expensive here, and I cannot afford a house here. Like, I can't. The only way that a lot of people can even afford houses here is because they're either older or they're married, so they have two incomes, and I am neither. So I have always had this goal of buying a house before I turn 30. So I went up there December, and I wanted to see what it was like when it was snowing. It was my first time there, and it was really pretty. I've never lived in the snow, and the only time I've ever really been in the snow is at Big Bear, so there wasn't a lot of snow, and the snow that is there is usually fake. So when I'm snowboarding, it's just like they make the snow. But I wanted to see what it was like in the snow, to see if it was really that bad. And when we went in December, it was snowy, but it didn't snow, if that makes sense. So there was snow on the floor, through the streets and everything. And the first place we went when we landed was downtown Boise. And that's kind of the place I was more interested in, was Boise, because that's where everyone is. So I was looking at different properties there and all the area, and I started looking into more of the housing, like the newer areas. So there's different communities in Idaho, and the specific parts we were looking at called Treasure Valley. So it's going to be the Boise, Meridian, Nampa, Caldwell, Star, Kuna areas. So we were looking around there at different communities, and specifically the newer communities, because the older ones I didn't particularly like. Like, they're fine, like for a new house, for your first house, like it's fine, but it's, you know, I don't know, like when you can do better, might as well get what you want. So you're looking at the newer areas, and I actually really fell in love with some of the houses. So I'm gonna put some clips here so you can actually see what it's like in some of the houses. We walked through them. There's a lot of windows in a lot of those houses, and I love windows, especially for snow. And I know I don't really have a lot to say there because I've never lived in the snow, but I just have this like picture in my mind of Christmas morning. It's snowing outside, and you can see the snow falling down through your windows right behind your Christmas tree. So your Christmas tree's in your living room, giant windows, and you come out, you open presents, and then there's snow in the background, your fire's on in your fireplace, and it just sounds so magical to me. Here I am, 26 years old, and it's so exciting to finally say that this spring break I went back to look for a house, and I put an offer down on the house, and it got accepted. So the house does not close until June 14th. Apparently the owner is waiting for the daughter to graduate, and then they're going to leave. So June 14th, I will officially have the keys. So I put down an offer while I was up there this spring break. We were there 2 days until I found the house. So basically our trip was 4.5, 5 days. And the first day we went there, we were looking through houses. I believe we went through like 6. They were all brand new homes, 2 stories, and I liked them. They seemed really nice, but there was just something missing. So we continued our search, and this house I actually found. So my realtor didn't find it, I found it. I said, I want to look through these 2 houses because there were 2 of them. And he's like, okay. So we went through them, and right when I went through this first one, I automatically fell in love. Like, I knew that it was my house. So we went to the other one that was on my list, and it was really nice too, but there was just something missing from that too. So I told him, you know, I want to put an offer on that first house we went through that I chose, and we did put down an offer. And basically, it was like 7 o'clock when we said, okay, I want to put an offer down. We went and we signed the papers, put the offer in, and that same night at like 10 o'clock we got a call, and they're like, oh yeah, so he came back and he wants to counter your offer. So he countered the offer. So originally I asked for the refrigerator and the washer dryer, and he countered it. He said, I'm not going to give you the washer dryer, but I'll give you the fridge if you pay for some of my fees. So there was a fee of his that I had to pay, which is fine. I got a really nice fridge that was like $3,000, basically worth $3,000, and I got it for a whole lot cheaper from his fees. So basically, he countered it, I accepted it, and we were under contract. So that was last week, Wednesday, I believe. No, Wednesday or Thursday. It was Thursday. So Thursday, I signed the papers and we were officially under contract, and here I am 1 week later. The inspection went through. There's nothing really that bad with the house. Everything's pretty like small little fixes. So we did go back and say, well, can you fix this hole in the garage? Because there's like a hole in the sheetrock. It's not even big, it's small. So we're just trying to get like what we can, might as well. We don't think he's gonna do any of it, but we figured we'd try. So we're waiting for him to come back and tell us whether or not he's gonna fix it. Even if he doesn't fix it, we're gonna accept it anyways because it is a really nice house. And basically, it's not a big deal. You know, we could just hire a handyman to do all the small things. There was a hornet's nest inside one of the light bulbs, or not the bulb, the light casing. So there's a hornet's nest there. So that's kind of an easy fix. You just like hose that out. There were some screws that needed to be sealed on the roof. So they just need sealant, which is no big deal, over 2 screws. There was a small hole in the sheetrock in the garage, which we would like fixed, but even if we can't get it fixed, it's still small. It's no big deal. It is in the garage, so it's not that big of a deal. What else was there? There was the weather stripping on the back door to like that little backyard area, which was kind of worn, so we need a new one of those. And 2 light bulbs were out, so they need replacing, and that's honestly pretty much it. There's like a tiny little stain in the carpet, really tiny, so that we could fix too. But everything else, like that was it. Everything else is perfect. So we are waiting to see back what he's gonna say, if he's going to fix any of it, but we don't think so. Honestly, we don't. But even if he doesn't, we still want it. So basically, I will be moving out there this summer. I'm gonna spend the summer up there, and it's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna live in my own house. I will have to come back after summer to continue my job here, and then next summer I'm gonna go back and live in it again, so I can just soak up all that time I can out there, just having my own house. And it's just really exciting, you know, like it's been my goal for almost as long as I can remember to buy a house. Okay, so I shared a bedroom with my sister and I hated it, and I want my own house. I wanted it for so long, just to live on my own and be out on my own. When I was in college, I had all these friends that were, you know, out of their parents' houses and living with roommates, and I couldn't afford it. So then you have the other friends who like have rich parents, and the rich parents are paying for them to live in this apartment, and it's like, damn, like I can't do any of that. So I've been saving up my money. This is my 2nd year teaching, and it's just really exciting. You know, I'm gonna be a homeowner. I'm technically almost a homeowner right now, so I don't think anything's really gonna go wrong. So it's just really exciting to think that, like, after so many people have told me, like, oh, you can't do it, oh, by the time you're 30 you're gonna have a house, okay, good luck with that. Like, no one's ever believed in me. It's so cool to know, like, no, like, you know what, here I am. My goal was to buy a house before I'm 30 years old, and you know what, I'm 26 years old and I bought a house by myself. I'm not married. I'm not going in it with anyone. I bought it all by myself. I put down a big old down payment. I worked my butt off to save that money for the down payment. I've worked my butt off in school to make sure that my grades are high enough so I can go into the master's program and get my salary even higher, take more classes so my salary's higher at work. And I've just worked so hard, and it's just good to know that, you know what, I did this. My name's Amanda. I'm 26 years old, and I just bought a house.